This is WJBF News Channel 6. Good morning, Augusta.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Good Morning Augusta, and thanks for joining us. I'm Archit Seshadri. Time now is 7 o'clock.
And I'm meteorologist Jason Nappy. Temperature in the low 70s to start your morning on your Saturday. I know what it is. People are going to say, when is the rain going to stop?
I'm asked that all the time. It's like every couple of hours it looks
and
like
every
it's
time
raining.
you ask the question, it rains again.
There you
right?
go.
So, but the good news is today there's only a 25% chance of rain. So that's the lowest chance we've had in a while. So today's a good day to do things outside.
All right, Jason, we'll check with you on the forecast soon. Well, new this morning, police in North Augusta are still looking for the suspects in an overnight home invasion. Aiken County Dispatch tells us a call came in shortly after 2 this morning. The home invasion took place on the 500 block of Elton Avenue. Now that's just off Dogwood Drive in Clearwater. Investigators with the Aiken County Sheriff's Office as well as the Aiken Department of Public Safety responded to that home invasion. Well, this weekend also marks the 1-year anniversary after 6 people were shot after First Friday in downtown Augusta. Well, since then, more violent attacks, including the Riverwalk beating, and this has forced a lot of patrols in the downtown district. News Channel 6's Courtney Ellich has details in this morning's big story.
This is the scene 12 months ago in downtown Augusta. 6 people shot just 3 hours after First Friday had ended. Richmond County Police say those suspects are still on the run. They do believe it was gang related, but to this day, a year later, they have no proof.
We looked into it. It's still an open case, and if we can get any further information, we'd be glad to take it and still follow up on the case.
Since that night, the fear of becoming a victim forced many people off the streets of downtown Augusta for a long time.
Well, my business haven't got back on its foot.
This is why the Richmond County Sheriff's Office is adding positions to help prevent crimes.
We do have people that are studying the statistics and also looking at certain areas and where we need to be and what are the best positions for us to be down in that area.
For major events like First Friday, Lieutenant Calvin Chu says they have more than 10 officers patrolling the streets. Some are undercover, others are there to monitor specific crimes and leads.
We're going to continue to, whenever there's the need, to see where we can add more officers.
That means the Richmond County officers will be working 12-hour shifts. This way they can cover crimes that occur at all times of the day, even after large events.
We'll also have them in new uniforms that is more visible to the public.
Lieutenant Chu would not comment on where the funding is coming from for the extra patrols. However, he ensures it is happening in order to provide the best public safety for you and your families.
The suspects in that shooting from last year are still on the run. On Monday, commissioners will talk about downtown security initiatives, including new patrols and if they should add cameras on Broad Street and the Riverwalk. Augusta city leaders will get on the bus after this weekend. Commissioners will debate on Monday about hiring McDonald Transit Services to run the bus system. Mobility, the company hired back in 2011, is out at the end of this month. Supporters say before the city privatized the bus, riders had a lot of complaints. Also next week, Fort Gordon will furlough a large number of civilian employees starting Monday. For 11 weeks, more than 3,000 employees will have to cut 1 day from their work week. Well, it's not clear exactly who will be forced to take those days yet, but a former commanding general offers some insight.
That's certainly going to create some traffic issues, especially coming out of Grovetown. All truck traffic is going to be routed through Gate 1 instead of Gate 3, which is going to make Gate 1 even more exciting.
The furlough changes will start this Monday. Still no official word on what actually killed a local soldier stationed in Afghanistan this week. Army Sergeant Hilda Clayton was killed in what's being called a non-combat related incident. Clayton was serving out of Fort Meade in Maryland. And also no autopsy results are in yet for what Richmond County investigators are calling a murder-suicide. Now this happened last Sunday morning at a home on Crawfordville Drive near Belia Road. Investigators say Timothy Lee got into an argument with his wife, Captain Angela Lee. That's when he shot and killed her allegedly and then turned the gun on himself. Captain Lee was a U.S. Army Reserve signal officer who worked in satellite communications. A former CSRA resident is charged with trying to extort money from embattled celebrity chef Paula Deen. The FBI arrested 62-year-old Thomas George Picalis in Newfield, New York. That's where his family says he currently lives. Picalis is accused of trying to extort Deen by demanding $250,000 in return for not telling the media, quote, true and damning statements made by Deen. He is currently in jail in New York and will appear before a U.S. magistrate judge in Savannah, July 16th. Waynesboro police are still investigating an alleged fight between two of their own. According to an incident report, a police officer claims he was pushed and yelled at by another officer last week. Waynesboro's new police chief says he's not sure how accurate that police report is, but the incident is still being investigated. Now, because this is a personnel issue, the police chief there tells us he cannot comment on specifics. And also out of Waynesboro, police are looking into an alleged sexual assault of a patient at a personal care facility. The manager of Brentwood Personal Care called police about the incident that took place June 20th. Investigators say employees observed a quadriplegic patient's diaper unstrapped on one of the sides. Now, they say this could have been a victim of sexual assault. Police have since arrested Donnie Moss and charged him with sodomy and sexual assault. He is currently in the Burke County Detention Center. Police in Aiken County need your help finding someone who they say stole maps from the City Hall building. Take a look at this picture. This is the suspect that police say took maps from the corridor study. Now, if you recognize this person on your screen, you're asked to contact Crime Stoppers of the Midlands. You can remain anonymous, and there is a $1,000 reward leading up to an arrest. Police say a 2-year-old boy in Wagner died after a car struck him on Garvin Road. Police say the victim's father drove the car and are calling it a tragic accident. Ryan Egerton died after he was airlifted to a Columbia hospital. Well, good news, a new Starbucks manufacturing plant in Augusta should open early next year. The plant has been in construction for about a year now. It'll produce ready-to-drink products and the coffee for Starbucks and Starbucks Frappuccino products as well. When it's finished, it's expected to bring about 140 jobs to the CSRA, and applications have already started rolling out. Repairs for that sinkhole in the Barrington subdivision of Columbia County are being held up because of recent rain. About a dozen homeowners are using a makeshift path the county created to get to and from their homes. Now, that path is only for emergency vehicles. That means those who live there have to walk to and from their cars. The county administrator says this could be a couple of months before that sinkhole is fixed, and they're saying the recent rains are not helping. Well, let's check in with meteorologist Jason Nappy. He's standing by in the forecast center. And Jason, we've had a lot of rain all week, July 4th. What about the rest of this weekend?
Some showers in the forecast. It is just after 7:08, 73 degrees right now, and temperatures are a little bit on the mild side, and we're seeing temperatures pretty uniform with the cloud cover. There's also low clouds and fog across the CSRA, so a little caution if you're heading out this morning. Satellite and radar the past 3 hours showing a couple of showers to our south. Other than that, it is dry, and no complaints here about that at all. Here's the forecast today. Only a 25% chance of a few scattered showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. Temperatures getting up to the mid and upper 80s by the afternoon. Unfortunately, rain chances go back up tomorrow, and I'll have the forecast coming up on that in a few minutes. Archie.
Well, 25% of rain means 75% that it could still be sunny, so get outside and enjoy the outdoors, right?
Sure does.
All right, well, there is a big race coming up in about an hour, so if you don't have any plans just yet, head on downtown. News Channel 6 is teaming up with 888 to bring you the Puppy Jake 8K and 4K dog trot. All proceeds benefit the Puppy Jake Foundation. Now, this is to train therapy dogs to match them up with a wounded veteran. Now, this race starts in about an hour, 8 o'clock this morning at the downtown Augusta Market on 8th Street.